and they're looking at me and they're like, okay, we've seen Outkast, we've seen incredible groups, not so impressed with that. And I realized I was trying to make them do something versus what all they really wanted is to know who the fuck are you and do I agree? And that realization was like, oh, I'm supposed to just share me. And if we agree, that's a real relationship. And that like locked me in on like, be you, lock in with who you're supposed to. Then you don't get any bullshit relationships,
This week on the Courageous Podcast, we're going to be joined by Micol Rankin. And I got to tell you, Ryan, I'm all over the board right now. I mean, I'm feeling the highs and the lows of life. I mean, this episode, Micol is known for, if you've seen on social media, his You Are Dope show, and it is dope. And he is celebrating people for who they are as they are. There's no ego involved in the work that he's doing. But he's also had some lows, man. He's had some lows.
I mean, the great thing is his energy when he came on the show, and just you'll feel that if you actually watch You're Dope, and it's contagious, and he wasn't afraid to just be who he is with us, and that's amazing. That's an amazing thing to be able to do. And he shared his story, how he got there, and what that did for him in his life. And this is one of the more powerful guests that we've had and shows, and I was just happy to be part of it.
Ready? Are you ready?
I'm fucking stoked.
I think we already started. We've already started. We're here. We're doing this.
Shit, we're in this? All right, let's go. Let's go. Let's run. Let's run down the hill, my man.
Hey, let's start by wishing you a happy 13th anniversary. You've been in advertising for 13 years now. Is that crazy?
Hey, man, shout out to that, dude. It is crazy. To be honest with you, it is kind of crazy. I never thought of it that way. How about that?
What are you going to do with your 16th anniversary? Anything planned? Anything in store for 16?
I don't think so. Honestly, you saying that, I'm going to be real with you. I never thought about it. I didn't even realize it. But you know what? It shows up. It rears its head because I'm such a goofy dude and like so silly all the time. So when I'm like serious about what we do a little bit, it's like, what are you doing, silly person? Do the silly things.
Well, come on. You're officially an ad teenager now.
I am. I'm a teen.
As a tribal Jewish, New York, this is your bar mitzvah year in advertising. You know that, right? It's a big year. Celebration
is upon us, my friend. Celebration is upon us.
All right, so Micol, you're down in Atlanta now, right? But you're from the North.
Yes,
you now
sir.
live in the South. Did you do New York time as well, or did you?
I did not. I wanted to. So I was really big into music and stuff. That was my big thing. I wanted to be a big rapper guy, and I was going to move to New York and sleep in the airport was the game plan. Like I didn't even give a shit if I had a place to live or not. I was because I wanted that story, in life to be like, yo, I went for it. I tried and I did the homeless thing. I wanted the story. And my dad was like, please don't do that, idiot. And I was like, okay, father, sorry. And then I basically put an ad on Craigslist, like I need a place to stay. And some people tried to rip me off and take my money and never let me come. But somebody in Atlanta reached out and I moved down there. I only had like $300 to my name. I gave them every dime I had. I said, I have a job in 2 weeks. And I fucking grinded, man. And I just turned my life into something different. But yeah, Pennsylvania to Atlanta. I would have went to New York, but I didn't want to scare my father.
Where'd that come from? How did you come up with that idea of just going to live in the New York airport? And was there any fear in you at all? Like, do you have any fear?
No, I am a complete wuss, man. I'm scared of everything. But I think at the time, and I was just talking to this really cool person. I don't know if they want me to, but
all good. Yeah, bring it on. It's all good.
They had this perspective. We likened it to like if the two of us were on top of like a cliff. It was like a rock, just like on a rock face top. And I know I'm taking a long way around to get to this, but we're standing up on this rock and there's this huge cliff that you can, if you're comfortable on this rock, you never have to jump. You could just hang out, chill, sleep here on this rock, eat all the time and shit. But what if you fucking jump? What if you go down there and it's like incredible riches and shit that'll change your life forever is down this cliff, but you also might die? And that this person's take was, yeah, but you know, you might die, and no one talks about the fact that most people die when they jump off that cliff. And what I told him in that conversation, to back to what you kind of asked, it was kind of like I was at the point I'd rather die than stay on this rock. Like, I didn't give a shit if I flipped my car 7 times, bro. I was there. So I was like, yo, I'll sleep in an airport, work at McDonald's, mop their floor until they give me a job. That's how much I was tired of the rock that I was on, which is...
Hey, Ryan, if we were on an episode of You Are Dope right now, Michael, I'd be hitting that button. What's that? What is that? What do you call that?
It's a rap air horn. I don't know. I just found it and I was like, that works. Yeah.
No, I mean, look, this is the Courageous Podcast. I mean, so that you're speaking our language.
Right. And I think that was just honest, though. I know that sounds crazy. I can see how it sounds crazy, but I think in anyone's life, there probably comes a point when it's like, should I or should I not with something in life? For me at that time, it was, what am I, like 25 at the time or something like that? And I'm like, everything's ahead. I'm either going to get a girl pregnant or something. I'm going to be working at wherever I'm working, and it's fucking over. I'm stuck in Amherst, Pennsylvania. No disrespect. I love where I'm from. I'm just saying. So I start the life and I'm stuck, or I say, fuck it, and fucking go down in flames, a flame of glory. And I was like, let's go down in flames. And I changed my life forever.
Tell us a little bit about the change. I mean, so, okay, first of all, you identified what the fears are. You put them out on the table, right? You said, okay, I'd rather take some risk and be known for something than be stuck on this rock forever.
Sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, fast forward to where you are. How'd you get to working in the ad industry, being a senior art director at Moxie?
Yeah.
Take us through your backstory a little bit.
So I think it all kind of came through the process of making music, period, right? And this is something I realized over time. All I've been doing since I was 10 technically is marketing, right? Every song is just me advertising Micol Rankin. So here's another ad, and here's another, and these albums are, right? These albums are little creative projects that I'm putting out, and it's literally ad world. All I was doing was advertising a human being, which is like crazy because I'm, not only am I advertising the Coca-Cola Classic, I am the Coca-Cola Classic. So there's this like level of like intimate relationship with marketing and advertising I always was fucking doing, dude. So then when I came to Atlanta just trying to get a job, I was working in I was stuffing envelopes. I'm living the dream of the starving artist thing. So I'm like stuffing envelopes, people's paychecks. Funnily enough, to one of my first jobs I ever had was at CVS Pharmacy. Full circle, I'm stuffing people's paychecks for CVS Pharmacy 12 hours a day, standing on my feet. So it's just perfect, like God telling a story. So I'm stuffing all these envelopes, and there's this girl across from me. I'm trying to holla at her. It didn't work out so well. I'm not the most attractive man. She's like, yeah, you're an idiot, but we could be friends. And she had her brother worked at AT&T Internet Operations Group or something like that. And she's like, yeah, they're always hiring and you do the stuff. And I was like, okay, I'll try. And that got me into our field in general. And then from there, honestly, I think the universe has conspired to help me get to what I'm supposed to be doing. And like just thing after thing, I ended up working at from that, just literally because, and I know this sounds like bullshit, but because of one of my raps that was online, of me rapping the periodic table, a person from iHeart Media and iHeart Radio channel at the time saw that and was like, dude, I don't know. I could just tell that you're awesome. So I ended up working at iHeart Media, iHeart Radio in Atlanta, and I helped them launch iHeart Radio before it even existed. And through that, I'm getting all this advertising experience and working brand side. And from that, I go to this and that and that. And then I end up at an agency, which is at Moxie agency side, and working on humongous clients, Porsche, Verizon, Arby's, all that good stuff. And it's cool, man. It's just the universe conspired around me jumping off the cliff.
Do you feel like you've always been able to just be yourself wherever you are? Or did you feel like as you were going into these new experiences, you're like, oh shit, I can only bring 20% of Micol to the table?
Yes. That is all I've lived, which is why I'm an asshole now, to be honest. Now I lived my whole life on 20%, 30%, 40%. Am I in the middle of the hood? Is it a bunch of people looking at me crazy? Am I supposed to like not be silly goofy? Okay, I'll Taylor. Am I in a room with a bunch of, no disrespect to y'all, but am I in a room with a bunch of white people? Do I need to like not be too, what should I do so they accept me? I'm 20, 30% again. So my whole life, I was constantly adapting to people, even in my own family. No disrespect to my family, but there were times they'd say stuff like, you know, how I talk or how I may be, and not necessarily fitting in my own family even. So I spent a majority of my life adapting to everybody else's vibes, which is why I get along with a lot of people, because I know how to do that, because that's how I survived, bro. And then eventually I think it's the music. I came to Atlanta. This is, you know, the story of why I failed at music, so to speak. I came to Atlanta and everybody raps. Everybody's a rapper. Everybody does music. And a lot of these motherfuckers are talented as shit on top of that. And here I come from Pittsburgh. I'm doing this shtick on stage and I'm trying to, whoa, and get everybody into it. You know what I mean? And they're looking at me and they're like, okay, you know, we've seen Outkast. We've seen incredible groups, you know, not so impressed with that. And I realized I was trying to make them do something versus what all they really wanted is to know, who the fuck are you and do I agree? And that realization was like, oh, I'm supposed to just share me. And if we agree, that's a real relationship. And that like locked me in on like, be you, lock in with who you're supposed to. Then you don't get any bullshit relationships, you know?
Yeah, I think our business is a blessing and a curse that way. Right? Because we get paid to be compensated observationalists. Like, okay,
right.
Who are we trying to connect with? Now let me find the right voice for that.
Yeah.
And deliver the voice. So you're constantly in that space. You call it no disrespect, but it's like, no, like that's the business.
Right.
Clients are paying us to do that on a
right.
regular basis.
Right.
It is chameleon like, but
yeah.
The curse is to your point, like, oh, the minute you figure out who the fuck you are and you can bring that person to the market, we're no different. I'm no different. I mean,
right.
Courageous is that this is, and I'm older than 13 when it comes to advertising, right? But like this is sort of my way of saying, you know what? Life's too short to not figure out who the fuck you are and to be that person.
Yep.
And that's okay. I'd rather like quickly get to the 50% I'm not supposed to be hanging out with.
Yes, sir.
Or 70%.
Yes,
fucking
sir.
flames aren't really the fucking flames, they're the truth flames.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you're right. You're right. That's what it's all about. I agree, dude.
You can make that shirt. The fucking flames with the fucking cross down.
Yes.
Truth flames.
Shirt coming.
By the way, how we know each other is only because You Are Dope shows up across my feed some way. Julian Cole was the one on the episode who's been on our show, by the way, as well.
Amazing guy.
Yeah. And I'm like, this is what it's all about. Okay, I think I got your nickname. Can I give it a shot?
Swing.
Okay. You can tell me to go screw off because like we've already agreed. How about we call you the drink?
I'll take it. What does it mean?
I think it's like you're the energy, man. You're the energy. We need to drink this down. I think you're the drink. And I think there's like you even take energy from people, you gain energy from people.
Yeah.
You drain energy from people. I think when we take you are the drink, man. I like
Damn.
Going with that.
I like that, Rye. Let's go.
All right, I'm dropping my mic. Here we go.
Mike the drink Rankin. I'll take it. I like that.
I like it.
I love that. Other Ryan, are you in agreement?
I'm in 100% agreement. Your energy is awesome. I mean, I think that's why people are drawn to you. Obviously, it's not about like transforming yourself into making everyone else feel comfortable with who you are.
Yes, sir.
Right? Because then the right people get drawn to you. It took me, I'm almost 40 now. It took me this long to figure out who the hell I was and be comfortable with that.
I'm right behind you, my friend. I'm right there. I'm 38. I'm right there.
I wonder, how do we get younger people to be comfortable with that? I feel like the younger generations are coming up in a newer environment where, you can be accepted for anything.
Yes.
And there's so many different opportunities, which is awesome. But still, like, even in like personal life, you feel like you're modifying yourself sometimes, like your example with your family.
Yeah.
And it's funny, like, how do we talk a lot about, to be the best professional you have to be the personal you. And when you can get those to align is when you're at your best. And so we talk a lot about values, right? Your own personal values and spending time working on those. Berman says, we should spend more time scrolling ourselves and scrolling Instagram.
Beautiful. Yes.
So, I'm wondering, you had this kind of epiphany moment when you were on stage, but then how did you actualize that into real life? Like, was it just like this cold turkey thing where you snapped into it, or was it a process where you started like, internalizing and thinking more about it?
I think it was, I wouldn't say cold turkey, to be honest with you. I think I already was kind of living in that truth more and more as time was passing. But I'd say one of the biggest catalysts was my daughter, because once I had a child and I knew that a whole ass human being was going to exist on things that I had to stand on. I couldn't be a fucking watery chameleon. Like, the information she is going to be is the shit I stood on and raised her with. So once that happened, that's like 2011, 2012-ish. So I was already starting the process of, what the fuck do I believe in? Do I believe in God? Am I atheist? Do I think like this? Do I think like that? What does working hard mean? What does schooling mean? And so I started like locking in on shit that I totally agreed with enough that I could feed a human. And I think that mixed with the music created, Big Bang Theory of the universe that I now like reside in. And then in terms of like, I think the stage thing though, it was like, oh, that I have to do that. That's just like the rules of life. And at that point, there's so much stuff we can go into. It's like super personal, but there's so much stuff that I made very aggressive decisions to make sure the things in my life align with who the fuck I actually was. Because I realized, oh shit, I gotta live in my truth, regardless of what that feels like to other motherfuckers, And that like changed everything, man. I don't know any other way to say it.
That's interesting. I share that experience too. I have 2 daughters, and kids are a mirror.
Yes.
And also it like really forces you to think about what you want to represent and what you want to pass on. So I get that. Yeah. And that makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah, man.
And then
Ryan is also an amazing rapper. Ryan, give us something.
Yeah,
let's go, Ryan Tom. Ryan Tom.
No, you're not putting me on the spot. Then I see. I know who I am and who I'm not.
That's what it goes back
and
to.
I am not that by any means. But so then you put yourself out there on LinkedIn too with the You Are Dope show, which is just awesome. I mean, it's super entertaining.
Thank you. Seriously.
You're getting cool guests. And what was the catalyst for standing up and starting something like that?
Well, at the time, this is the beginning of 2020. Obviously, it was just a fucking shit show. It was just misery, right? Everything sucked. And I was already kind of like in LinkedIn because I'm the type of person, and it's funny, I'm so fucking goofy that the hard work and like the energy that I do behind the scenes doesn't really get seen as much. But I'm always trying to like work on my craft and just make sure that I'm on point. So if I have client work, that I'm like quick and I can apply myself. So with music kind of not being a thing for me, I've leaned even more into my career and my skill set. So I was already in LinkedIn working on Jeremy Carson. This guy on LinkedIn has this thing where he did like 30 ads in 30 days. So I was making an ad every day, just spec ads, just to test myself. Like, I'm going to do this shit in 5 minutes and throw it up and see how fast I could be with my ideation. And through that, I actually did decent enough that I got a little following out of that. And people started to kind of follow me. And so I knew that I'd kind of built some tiny community of people that were kind of around, and just we had great rapport amongst each other. And also I live in Twitter. So I go to Twitter and it's just like shit, garbage, everyone finger pointing. Everybody sucks. Life sucks. You guys suck. This is what you should act like, talk like, look like. And I was like, I don't even think like I just think this guy's dope. And I just want people to be like, hey, man, you are cool. And I just wanted that juice in the air. So I just walked through my living room one day. I was like, asked my lady, my beautiful lady, Emil. I was like, babe, can you just open Zoom real quick? We jumped on Zoom. I just had an idea in my head. It was literally that first episode's on LinkedIn right now. I just winged it. I was like, you are dope. I'm celebrating my girlfriend, my fiance. Made up this shit as I went along. Was complete goof about it. And then I was like, I just kind of want to do that. I want to celebrate people. Like, I like you. I like the way you are. I like good people. I want good people to be celebrated. I don't give a shit if it's my little bullshit or some other way. And it turned into God's blessing that people are watching it more and more. So that's it, man. I just wanted better juice in the world. It was just a bad time.
Well, there's a lot in there, right?
And let me add one more thing. I'm sorry. Just one nugget to that. What I realized also in that moment when it was bad, and I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Rye. In that moment, I realized, oh yeah, I'm not a child anymore. Like, we can't wait for other people to be the change. Like, it's our fucking turn. So if I think the world sucks, we'll do something, And that was.
I think that's the reality. And by the way, I'm gonna do the same thing that you did. This is like, no disrespect, mom and dad. Right? Like, here we go. Thanks, yes. Mike, for that. Like, our parents taught us to keep our head down and work for 25 years. Like, that's what they did. Like, just keep your head down. You'll get a nice watch at the end of the whole thing. It's like a nice watch. Like,
or a pension back in the day.
And so not really the way the world works. And in fact, I think I describe myself a little bit as a translator. Like, I work for that group, but like, your generation is like, you guys messed up our fucking world. Now we got to fix it.
Right.
So if not you, then who? Right. But also, I loved how you talk about, like, I think our business is only about building the muscle, and like, it's just, it's going to the gym. It's going to the mental gym.
Yes, sir.
And doing the reps and every day. And if you take the craft seriously, you're prepped. You're prepped. Whatever question's going to come back from a client,
you're ready.
You've already prepped for that sort of situation.
Yes, sir.
You have a good enough grasp on how you want to respond on it. So, I love that you're like, it's just prep work. It's just prep work. It's just prep work. But when you put You Are Dope into the world for the first time, are you just like, I'm not going to even go there. I don't even want to see any results. I'm just moving on to the next. Or were you like, I hope this works? Or were you like, fuck it. This is what I'm doing.
I think I was at fuck it. This is what I'm doing. Honestly, I've already, and this is no disrespect. Again, I know I keep doing that, but it's just true. I do not look at any man, woman, or being as someone different than me waking up in the morning. We're all just getting up, putting our pants on, and going to work. So I don't look at being judged the same, I guess. I'm just like, dude, I don't know. You have a difference of opinion than me, but I think we're just human beings at the end of the day. So I felt that was an extension of what the show kind of just was. It was we're here together, y'all, just being us. And it's so natural to me. It was there. I didn't even need, like, validation in that sense. Whereas for music, I struggled with validation a really long time. Whereas, like, I constantly needed some validation that I'm actually worth a shit. And whereas this thing was not even about me. It was like probably the most selfless thing I may have ever done. Like, it's not about me at all. In fact, the entire show is about this motherfucker. It's not shit to do with me. I just act like a goof. But it's really about you being so dope that people are like, yeah, I love them, and they're regular and they're normal, and that's great. And it's just an honor to be in the position to do that and not get in the way of someone else's light and not make it all about me like I was doing with music.
Until LA shows up and Netflix wants to do a You Are Dope series. Have they done that yet? Have they called yet?
No, but I mean, I don't want to go to too much detail about things, but I'll say this. I had a great experience with some things and certain situations, and I realized, like, certain people have brought up things like, monetize this or that or do all this stuff, and I'm just like, my soul's not even there. It's not. It makes sense though. Like if me and you were just jamming, like how are we going to turn this to a business? I'm not even doing that, bro. I'm like, I don't know. I just am happy to do it when I do it, and I hope the vibe is good and everybody likes it. I'm not even thinking about how to game this into something crazy. If it happens, that's awesome, but it's got to be true. You know, I can't even do it if it's not.
I don't see how it isn't true. That's where I just. You're so right that we need people that are picking other people up and celebrating people for who they are. And I think we have this mental health like epidemic on our hands.
Yes, sir.
People, who used to fucking say mental health? Like those two words would never. You were mental or you were health.
You're right.
Never talked about the two of them together. And now like mental, you're bringing positivity to it. We need what you're. That's why you're the drink, man. We need to drink down.
I'm the drink.
I'm gonna try to get like. That's what I'm going for.
But it felt good though, man. It felt good. I like it. No, that's awesome that you even say that, dude. And I know it sounds like bullshit, but I feel incredibly humbled and grateful that you're even talking to me and that anyone respects this stupid shit that I do in my house.
It's you think stupid, you're It's not. And it's so like, and also you said it's about the other people on the show. Sure, of course it is. But it's also about you because you bring a certain attitude and energy, and that is influential and contagious. Like, when you're around negative people, you can suck the energy out of you. Right? You're right. Like, you're right. Gosh. And when you're around other people that have a lot of energy or have a positive attitude, they can improve your energy level and they can improve your mental health. I'm wondering, before the stage moment and after the stage moment, are you happier now?
Oh my God. Yes.
Feel like it?
Yeah. I feel like a fucking soul has come out. Like, honestly, not to go like hyper religious and stuff like that. I'm not really I'm like a spiritual dude anyway. I feel locked in terms of like universal alignment type shit. Like that's where I'm at right now. Like I'm like, oh, that's the thing. I'm supposed to do that. And the reason, like all the way it's happening is like, oh my God, I'm so right that I now see when you're aligned properly, how easy life's supposed to feel when you're right, when you're doing the right things and you're aligned with the right spirit and energy of like who you are. And being so locked in on that, and it's not like this self-serving kind of grab, gimme thing. I really am so clear on working to my highest self and contributing to just humankind, man. We all fucking die, like I lost my daughter. Sorry, guys. Yeah. So like I lost my daughter and shit. And like, I just had this is not supposed to go like that. Sorry, man. Hold on, guys. Sorry, right. My bad.
You're fine. You're all good.
Nah, man. It's like when you see, when you, yeah, I don't know. Not to be fucking weird, guys. I'm just keeping it real. When you watch like you watch a human, you could watch a fucking grown man die. That's one thing. You know what I mean? When you like witness like a not just your child, but when you witness it, like I watched my daughter die, that's like I don't know. It's a different. I just processed life totally different, just totally different, and what life even means and our existence and what is existence, and it's just particles and shit mashed together and shit happens, man. People die, things happen, and it ends. And it's like, all right, so what did you do? Like, what are you sharing? What's the juice, man? What's the point? I mean, it's about each other, man. It's just we're fucking here. We have this version of life, which is whatever this bullshit is we're doing as humans. And then there's some other plane of shit. If we believe in science, right? And it's all particles and atoms and shit fusing. So if it's energy and energy never dies, it's all about the energy, bro. So what the fuck, man? I'd like change my whole shit, bro. Change my whole life. Sorry.
Dude, no, don't ever feel
Please
sorry.
Don't apologize.
Are you kidding me?
I didn't think it was going to go there.
Well, no, I mean, look, I think obviously you're not just you. Now, are you anymore? You're a combination of the people that matter most in your life. And as a, for me, like optimism is by far my number one personal value, and I try to find the positive in everything that I do. And you can feel your energy in that. You can feel your positivity. And as you try to bring that person to, you want to honor all the things that make you.
Yeah, I want to honor my daughter. Like she doesn't get to do this version of life. I got to represent that.
Can I ask you, you said you're spiritual. Did that come before everything that happened, or like during, or did that change from everything?
Well, when I was a kid, when I was like 10. I mean, there are different instances, but I'll tell you the main one. When I was like, I don't know, no, maybe I was 13. I had some crazy blood illness. I don't even know what the fuck it was. I'm keeping it real. I don't know what it was. The doctors didn't know what it was. And I'm sure we remember everything all weird. But I had some crazy illness or something, and I was in the hospital, and I had like blood clots growing in my mouth. I couldn't create platelets or something like that. So I was like literally bleeding to death. And me and my mom were like bawling in a room. And like, I guess I needed a bone marrow transplant or something nuts. It got real crazy. And I've never remember praying this hard in my life. I prayed so hard, and it was like literally a miracle the next day. Like they came in, you're like, your platelet count is up by 2,000. Then the next day more, and then the next day more. So for me, it was like I know I'm a kid and it's crazy, but that was like the, oh shit, it's real for me moment, I guess, that brought me, versus someone like convincing me into it with the laws of the Bible and things. And I think over time, as I've aligned with the energies that came from that, I don't agree with everything. Like there's certain stuff we could go there if you want to go there. I think there's certain stuff that's like, okay, that was mankind manipulating it for, civilization purposes. But then there's other things that I'm like, that sounds like it aligns. And I know that could be me adjusting it for my own personal use, but
yeah,
just certain things aligned, and I found my spirit in life has just shown me it. Whether it's when I got in my car and went from Pennsylvania to Atlanta, or the way that I've been able to do this, after my daughter passed and helping my fiance through that, or anything, man. I could go through so many situations that have clearly come because of me aligning with God and representing the right way. So I think it's just life is just giving me a chance to get close to that spirituality,
Man, well, you inspire me. I think you inspire a lot of us. And however we can support, I think that's the point of all this, right? It's funny to come out of the world we came out of, which is supposed to be known as selling, right? And it's like, no, it's about serving.
Yes.
And like, the more you serve, the better everyone feels, by the way. And I don't know. I love you, man. I know we just met, but the minute I saw your stuff, I think we were like, I want to be around this human being, and you're a big bright light. It's like so clear as day. Can I call you my spirit animal, spirit warrior?
Yes, spirit. I'm your spirit drink.
Spirit drink. Oh, I like that. I'm a URL person. I'm a crazy URL buyer. I wonder if anyone owns spirit drink.
Spirit drink is yours now, my friend. It's yours now.
So, do you see You Are Dope as like, is it a platform? Is it a platform? Is it a, okay, I'm showing our cards too, I guess, a little bit, right? I think that's only fair. Like, to us, we feel the world is just better with courageous people. You call it fucking flames, which is funny. But we want to inspire people to choose courage. We just think it's something that's needed at the very beginning of anything that's good, anything that's meaningful.
Yes, sir.
And we, to us, we joke like, is it a platform or is it a movement? And you can make a case that You Are Dope is the same thing. Like, it feels like a movement. Like, how do we celebrate people for just being dope, for being themselves?
Yep.
Is that how you define it?
I think that's a great way to put it. Honestly, I think of it like a movement, a vibe that's I can tell, like, the people around. It's a vibe. We're all appreciating each other and just loving each other a lot, and like the people on my Twitter that we're connected to. just it's all love, dude. Everyone's just bigging each other up, giving each other credit. You know how our game is in advertising. Everybody wants the credit and no one wants to give any. Like, this is like, now it's like, fuck that, dude. I think you're dope. It doesn't matter what I am. I think you're dope. And I'm going to use my energy to lift you up, brother, motherfucker. I hope you get a raise and I hope you fucking win at life, son. And maybe that comes back to me and maybe it fucking doesn't, dude. But I hope you do great, man. I want you to be happy, and I'm happy because you're fucking happy. You know, it doesn't have to be me all the time, you know? So I like that it's a movement. I guess you could say it's a platform of sorts, but I don't know. I don't know why my brain hasn't gone to the things that I maybe should in terms of it, but I just like the juice, man. I just want this juice out there.
Yeah. I think like we've talked to a lot of different people on this podcast, and themes keep coming back. And Ryan shared some of his values. One of my top values is connection, right? And family is a big one, and friends, and just, I think that's what makes being a human part of being a human, right? Because we have emotions. And thank you for sharing with us. I mean, I can't even imagine,
Yeah.
I'll hug my daughters tighter tonight because of the story you shared with us. But I think part of this journey that we're all on together and courage is just having self-confidence. And you've put yourself out there, right? You were able to put yourself out there, and people connect to that, because I think everyone's hungry just for that authenticity and really just to be who you are, because we're all different and we all have things to share. And supporting one another is the biggest thing, and like, how can we all support each other? And what Ryan's talking about is really building community.
Yes, sir.
And so in launching your show, what has the response been in terms of community, and what have you felt from that?
It's been incredible in terms of community, because there's people that are fucking massive CEOs of 80,000 people that I can call a friend now. And there's people that are just junior creatives that I can call a friend now, and I think it's unlocked the ego of it all. In my opinion, is what I've felt. Like, I just don't think anyone that's connected to me, at least, I haven't felt the energy of like someone's looking down on this guy because he started his own business, and he's looking down on him because he doesn't do print work, and she's looking down on her because this. And nah, man, it just feels like people are really. I think everyone was like this. It's not like I changed them. I think people were like this. And now, like, I'm part of that group of people, and there's a kind of central point, maybe a little bit, starting to form, that we're just adding people to this like segment of people that are just like, give credits. And I literally say this at work. This is my term that I use to like make motherfuckers give love to other people. Give credit so you don't got to take credit. And that energy is everything to me. Like, yo, big that dude up. Big that girl up, let them win, man. And that vibration, I think everyone wins when you do that. And I love this groundswell of everyone saying you are dope. If everyone says you are dope, then everyone's gonna be dope. And you don't have to say, look at me, I'm dope. If someone already said it, bro, we know. So I love the energy that's starting to circle.
Well, it's a much better way to go about growing in your professional career, right? And I know when I support others, it's somewhat selfish. It's just like when you do volunteer work, it makes you feel good too.
Yeah.
Right? When you give something, you get something back.
True.
And I think just, having that confidence to put yourself out there and find real connection is so important. Mm-hmm. And I'm curious, like, going through this process, what else have you learned that you can share with others who might be just struggling with, being more of themselves and not being so afraid to be themselves in situations where they might have to feel like there's the need for that facade?
I think you got to get punched in the mouth, man. Be honest with you. Like, I think battle rapping was a punch in the mouth. Like, say you're fucking weird about how you look, right? So I have like a gap in my teeth. I'm super skinny and like whatever. You battle someone on a stage, they're gonna say it not only to you harshly and like with wit, and motherfuckers are gonna laugh at you. They're gonna laugh with him, and you got to stand there. So I feel like you got to get punched in the fucking mouth. Whether that's and I say that about like life. There's so many. I could tell you so many stories, y'all. There's so many instances where it was like, and I just sticking to work. The best things that ever happened are the ones when I ran into the wall of my ECD, who's like, that shit is stupid. I'm like, I really believe in it, man. And we have to go to town. And then eventually he's like, you know what? I see what you're saying. But it's just, you got to not be scared that it might go like this for a second. And it's like, you're scared, right? Because maybe you never did that, right? Maybe you didn't do it with your mom or your dad where you had the big fight and then all of a sudden they know you're an adult. Maybe you didn't do that. Maybe you didn't break up with that girl. So now you're married for years and years and you're like, why the fuck am I still with this person? We never have sex. Everything sucks. You got to go to that wall sometimes. And when you go to that wall, it ain't get a bit. But the truth's going to come out of that shit. And if you can just embrace getting punched in the mouth, you're willing to push yourself to where you're supposed to be.
I think we have this wrong idea of what perfect is. We're just trying to be so perfect all the time. And it's just, when you can laugh at yourself.
Dude.
Whatever it is. Leave it to a white dude to like embrace a white rapper strategy. So I get what I'm about to say right now. But like, that's why I loved Eminem so much. It's like, whatever you're going to, I'm going to start with it.
I already said it.
Right.
But I'd even take that and I'd turn it different than M. I'd turn it from like, I'm gonna diss myself so you can't diss me, and be more like, I don't think it's a diss. I just think you're whack for thinking it's a diss. And it's not, and by giving you, don't even give you that power, like,
right,
to hurt me. You know what I mean? That's like some mental shit you gotta do it yourself. You gotta be like, I'm good with it. So I don't know. It is funny. What you said is funny, but I don't feel it,
I think again, it's the flames. They're not flames,
right?
They don't hurt you,
right?
You just got to go down there, whatever it might be.
Yes, sir.
So it's here we are at the end of February. How can we help you? Like, what should we be telling the world about what you're doing right now? I mean, you are dope. If you have not watched You Are Dope, and you need to feel good, go fucking watch You Are Dope, because it's awesome. It makes me feel so good, and it's the right note for now. I think we kind of hit on it, but I'm not sure if you're familiar. We're in a pandemic right now, so that maybe go check that out if you want a little laugh. And then I think, can you just tell the world a little bit about For the Love of Zinni, just so people know what that's all about?
Well, that's incredible that you brought that up. Thank you. For the Love of Zinni is a brand me and my fiance Emil Fancha made through her company Mutana, which is shopmutana.com if you wanted to check that out. For the Love of Zinni, basically we wanted to share the light of her life that we experienced in those 4 days with the world. And so we literally made a brand from scratch with candles, and she hand crochets projects, and we have different scents and oils that she's literally put together, fragrances for the house. So when I fart, she sprays the Love of Zinni in the air. Hilarious. So we have great like odors. We have literal zinnia seeds, so you can grow zinnia flowers. So it's just dope to give zinnia to the world in a physical way. And all of the proceeds from that brand, all of them, go towards anything dealing with infantile loss or things for new mothers and going through that process. So we've donated thousands of dollars already to different organizations, and we just dole it out because that makes us feel like when we were there and we got a blanket for our daughter and things like that, that's what that shit takes care of, which is really cool. So For the Love of Zinni is like a love child for us in multiple ways. And
what's the website?
Shopmutana.com.
Shopmutana.com.
Yep, that's Mutana. Yep, and we sell all kinds of stuff there. Coffee, if you want to try Cameroonian coffee and things like that, that's really awesome. Her father is from Cameroon originally, started this business, passed it to his daughter. So there's like a great legacy story that's going on here too, you know, and it's a Black female owned and operated business.
Awesome. Micol, you're not only the man, you're a good man.
Thank you.
You know, it didn't take long for me to like see you, or for I think the world to see you, and I think that's the beauty of it too, right? Is when you see people for who they really are.
Yeah.
And however we can help, we've had the drink on, everybody, here on the Courageous Podcast, and you really are dope, man. Thanks for coming on the show. Loved having you.
Thank you. This was awesome. I'm sorry I fucking bawled like a fucking TV sitcom, but I was really sad at that moment. Thank you, guys.
Part of being a human being.
Yeah. Amen.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing, bro. Really appreciate it.
Genuinely. This was awesome. I fucking loved it. Now you have to come on You Are Dope.
Accepted. I'm coming on. I'm in. Let me go. We'll get, you tell us when. We're coming on.
Okay. Deal. All right. Thanks.
If you enjoyed the episode, please give us 5 stars, subscribe, and leave us a comment.
If you like what you just heard, sign up for your weekly dose of courage at returnoncourage.com.